It could be way worse than this, trust me.
Yeah.
The project that I'm working on in my own backhand is way worse than this. So I don't want to hear you complain. Okay, so on your backhand side, we definitely have some swing path and kind of body usage elements that are going to make it a lot easier for you. So relative to the baseline, I'd like you to take a look at the pitch of his shoulders rotationally, how far he's turned his shoulders relative to the baseline. And thing number two is as his racket falls and kind of drops below the height of the ball so that he can swing upwards, I'd like you to look at where his butt cap is pointing and where the bottom of his racket is aligned. Right now it's pointing right at the camera, and so it's a little bit inside of the baseline, just as a reference point. Does that make sense? And so when we look at that from a back angle, and we look at those same two elements, check out his shoulders relative to the baseline. Mm-hmm. And now, just about. And then take a look at where his butt cap is pointing as his racket falls. And so again, kind of angled just slightly inside the baseline, but pretty close to parallel also with the baseline. And there's going to be some variation here depending on where he is on the court and where he's kind of lining up to aim. But big picture, I just want you to notice how much he's coiled relative to the baseline and the position of his racket relative to the baseline. And what this enables him to do, just like on your forehand, once you get to that coil position, is he obviously has a tremendous amount of rotational energy that's stored that he can then unwind and use to power the shot. And that way his arm and his hand can just be really relaxed. And that's why he looks so, effortless. It's because of all the work that he did before contact to get to that coiled position so he can uncoil into the shot. And so from contact, because he's made that big kind of unwinding with his shoulders, he has circular energy that's coming around his body and then up into the finished position. Slightly different angle here. Sorry, I couldn't find the exact same angle as what we saw, or exact same angle with Roger, but relative to the baseline, I want you to check out the plane of your shoulders. You're a little past 90 degrees, but as you said, like Roger, just about parallel with his back, to the baseline. So you're well short of where Roger was. And that leads to where your butt cap is facing here. As your racket falls, your butt cap is pointing kind of towards the beverage, cooler over there. And so your setup position is probably 45 degrees short. Like we took your position right now and just from a top perspective turned you counterclockwise, like 45 degrees. You'd probably be in the same position as Roger. So the symptom, or like the result of this on the back end of the swing, is you end up having to use your arm a lot to hit the ball because your body has not set your racket up in a position where there's very much leverage to unwind and uncoil into the shot. And so because your initial coil is kind of shallow, your arm kind of has to do a lot of the work of hitting the ball. And so if you watch yourself hit from this angle, you can see how your racket's kind of already traveling sideways when you hit the ball because you're pulling straight and then you're kind of verging off to the side. Whereas Roger is uncoiling around and then striking the ball right as his racket starts to go out towards his target. So he's pulling around and then striking, whereas you're pulling straight and then pulling to the side. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so there's a whole lot more rotational force that's being delivered into this shot, and yours is kind of more arm dominant. I mean, really, it's kind of best case scenario.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that your positioning is bad, it's just more shallow than Rogers. It's a little bit weaker coil position than Rogers. It could be way worse than this, trust me.
Yeah.
Frankly, I mean, I would trade you. You know, the project that I'm working on in my own backhand is way worse than this. So I don't want to hear you complain. Let's go on back to that tape mark where we started. And this to you at first is going to feel really exaggerated because it is compared to what you're used to. But I'd love to see you just start in a side-on position, and from a kind of a square stance with your feet perpendicular to the center service line. I'd just love to see you practice getting to a coil position. Yeah, and so flat, just to be really clear, parallel to the net is definitely exaggerated. Like, we don't want to go all the way to parallel. I would say maybe 20 or 30 degrees short of that is probably just about perfect. You have been just a little bit past perpendicular. Like, you're probably about here, which isn't bad. I mean, there's a lot of players hitting one-handed backhands from dead straight on, sideways, you know, to the net. At least you're a little past that, but we're gonna probably about double the amount you're turning past perpendicular, if that makes sense. Yeah. And so first project here is just to practice getting to that shoulder turn position. So that would be exaggerated. Still exaggerated. Yeah, that's about right there. Yeah. And so you'll notice as you're doing that, your hands are just coming naturally with your body, and they're coming more around to the backside of your body, and this is how Roger's getting into this position. And so that's step 2. Let's go ahead and put it together. So first step is just the upper body rotation, the shoulder turn, and then step 2, I'd like to see you practice just dropping your racket. And your benchmark here is to have the butt cap pointed towards the camera to the side. You're a little bit exaggerated with your shoulders. There you go. Yep. That's it. Good. And now we're just gonna connect those dots with the rest of the swing. So you're gonna start off sideways, go to the coil, then to the drop, and then rotate through to the rest of the swing. And so the goal here is to pull the racket in a circular path. Yeah, I like that stretch that you just made. Yep. Pull around to meet the ball before coming out to the side, as opposed to before you were pulling straight at the, yeah, exactly. So we're using the rotational part of the force of your swing before contact. Last one. Okay, good job. I want you to see what you're up to. You're doing a good job starting to put all the pieces together. I know maybe it's monotonous to kind of do it in pieces for right now, but it's really important. This is a great position right here. In terms of your coil, in terms of the racket, slot, a lot of times it's referred to as the slot position. And then from there, rotating around to contact. And yeah, this is where we want your chest to be, is facing contact. Yep. You can see the difference in leverage between this position and this. You can just kind of see the connection here with the hips, how now you're using rotational force to pull the racket forwards towards the point of contact. This is really excellent, actually. Whereas, what's moving here? Yeah, my arm. Yep.
Yeah, especially on that backhand.
Yeah, and it's because you didn't set yourself up in a leveraged position in the first place to take advantage. So you can see how there's a strong connection now between your hands in the racket and the big parts of your body. We've got those are terrible lines. We've got the shoulders unwinding, we have the hips unwinding, and we have a levered position here with your racket coming around in a circular path. Whereas here, we have weak shoulder turn, we have no hips leading, and we have a straight kind of push of the racket with your arm. Good. You're doing great. I'd just like you to start from the same position and now start to make this a continuous motion. Yep. Without any stopping or pausing. It probably means you're going to want to take it real slow. Yeah, that was better than the first one. All right, so let's do, Matt's going to let you do two. I'd love for you to maintain the tempo you've had. Hopefully you can tell this is going to take more mental effort than this is definitely going to be more work mentally on your end. So keep the tempo real slow. As soon as you start going fast, you're going to lose track of these different pieces. But Matt's going to let you do two of the slow, smooth shadow swings, and then he'll give you a fake toss off to the left that you're not going to go for, you're not going to hit. You're just going to time your swing with the ball going past you. Make sense?
Yep.
One more.
Nice, Justin. Let's do one shadow and then two fake tosses from Matt.
Fake.
A little shallow there on the edge, the slot position. There we go. Better. Yes, better.
One more.
Good, better. You kind of cheated a little bit. You didn't look at the ball. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're doing. So let's check your execution here. I'm just going to play a couple of these so you can see how you're moving right now. You can really see the additional strength in this position now, how the racket's coming from around the back of you instead of the arm just kind of pushing forward, right at the ball.
Yeah.
So that's really fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Watching the ball too. That's a real strong leverage position to be pulling the racket around your body from. Really good. It might feel stupid when you go home, but spend 10 minutes on this before you hit any balls at home.
Yeah.
Because if you just oh man, it was great, I'm gonna go out, practice my new backhand, you just set up the ball machine and start firing, backhands without reminding your self of this is the position I want, you're not going to just magically go to it.
Fake. And one more fake.
Okay, let's do shadow, a fake, and then a hit. Goal is to make all three identical.
All right, fake. Let's see if I can toss this to you.
Shadow. Mm-hmm.
Fake. Oh my gosh.
You want to trade?
That could be. I want one more shot at this.
Okay. Dude, if you toss the wrong side again, we're definitely trading.
Is there anybody? Yeah, you toss.
All right.
Drop. That was good.
Good?
That was good.
All right, let's do shadow, fake, and then 3 hits in a row. Okay? Fake. 3 hits.
Nice. Drop the hand. Drop the hand.
Let's take a look really
Yeah,
quick.
that's good.
We're just going to use the iPad here. Good shoulder turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, excellent.
See,
yeah, that's really nice.
Dropping.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
10.
Yeah.
Maybe 9.5. I don't want to, you know.
Don't want to get too confident. Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice, Justin. Starting to time it better too.
It's getting a little further out.
Yeah. Well, shallow with the shoulders on this last one.
Mm-hmm.
Still got to a good slot position though. Nice job. Okay, so you're actually a little early. So this would be what it looks like when you initiate a little too soon, which is frankly really impressive given how much further you're coming from. Your racket is so much more behind your body now. So, nice job.
Yeah.
I feel good about it. You
Yeah.
feel ready to move back?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Looking great.
Let's go back to the tape mark. Let's go right to the same sequence. There's more space between us, so the timing's going to shift slightly.
Yeah.
But I want your primary focus to remain on the coil and the hands. Yep. All right, shadow. One fake. 3 tosses. Nice, Justin.
Good.
All right, let's kind of spot check a couple of these. It looks like you're feeling pretty comfortable with it.
Consistent and
Good. A little bit of straight take back there. Really freaking outstanding. Like hands position there is really excellent. A little bit late to the party.
but yeah.
It's fine. So real early to the slot. You basically just kind
kind
of
of waiting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm early.
And that's because you're taking the racket back more straight again. And so you're just there.
instead of waiting up here until
Yeah.
the tosses.
And honestly, I don't know. My intuition says that we should just kind of let you play with this right now and just kind of let you kind of work it out. But big picture, eventually, I would rather your racket head starts up.
Wait here.
Yeah.
And
But I don't want you to be juggling a half a dozen things right now. So
the contact motion feels pretty good.
Yeah.
good. This slot position and your shoulder turn are both really excellent. So for me, as long as we keep nailing those two things, I feel like adding the take back later is no big deal. Like it's no problem. But the extra. Oh, that's fake.
I'm like,
This one's gonna be just as good though. Watch. Look at that.
I know. Identical. And it's funny watching James walk in slow motion in the background.
He's like the big. He called himself the Bigfoot of essential tennis the other day. Like occasionally you kind of just see him walking through the background. Yeah. He's putting himself on the baseline.
I like it. I like it.
He's like, put me in, coach.
Oh,
All right, now just same thing with the racket feeds. You're gonna have to do more micromanaging now with your position. Fake. Hit.
good.
Yeah.
Drop them. There you go.
Nice, Justin.
Very nice. Good.
All right, let's take a look. Man, this is
That's
it's definitely a fake, but really nice execution here on the fake, Justin. Ball's right there. Just hit it.
yeah.
Yeah, the timing and everything was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I saw a lot of from my side was like taking the racket back and like hanging out in like this position and waiting for the ball, and then doing like the final bit of the drop, and again, like for now, I'm fine with that. Eventually, I'd much rather you wait, Matt mentioned before, with the racket up instead of the racket down. Because otherwise, you're losing out on the energy of the racket falling to that position. But that's really, really nice. Happy with the shoulder position, maybe a little short, but really close. Slot position, really good. That's an AA slot position for sure. I just laid on it. It's fine for now. Total pass on timing right now. It's just about right with the shoulders. I'd like to see a little more. Really, man, that's money. That's really good, Justin. From where you came from, man. Let me bring up. It's like, it's not even in the same ballpark. That leverage position versus this position. It's just so much stronger. I'd like to see your shoulders just a little more turned than this, but give that like a B or a B plus. It's clearly better than where you started from.
Yeah.
So you can see now how there's connection here between your body. Wow, it's really good. You timed that really well too. Really excellent. Whereas this one, the arm is just kind of hanging out to dry on its own. And your contact position is good, but there's just not a lot of connection between what your arm is doing and the rest of your body. And this is going to be really analogous to your forehand, where is like you're going to start getting much more with less. Like you're going to be able to hit the ball much stronger with way less effort because you're actually utilizing your body efficiently. I'm really happy with that. Just spot check a couple more here. Oh, racket heads up that time. All right. Yeah, nice. Dude, that's really, a little extra shoulder turn. Started with the racket up that time. Just a little bit late on it, but really good. You're doing great, man. You're juggling mentally. You're juggling a lot right now, and you're doing a really fantastic job. Wow.
Boom.
That's nice. All right, what do you say we do some rallies? That's really good, Justin. Yes, that's parallel. Nice job. Yep, that's parallel. That's parallel. Nice job. Yeah, good, good. Good effort, good effort. Nice job, nice job. Yeah.
I like it.
With the dynamic footwork. Last couple, and then we'll take a look. Yeah, that's
Nice.
parallel. Nice job.
Get around it.
That
That was a good one.
Let's take a look at a couple, Justin. That's good. Good job with the shoulders. Got parallel. Just a little bit late with it, but really good positions. Yeah. Great job. A little bit late again. The further away the ball is coming from, the tougher that timing is gonna be. Wow. Strong. Great job.
Yeah.
A little bit on the late side again. Wow. I never see exaggerations, Justin. I never do. You're doing really fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, well timed also. Really nice, wow. That
We don't have.
was, dude, who cares?
Yeah.
Just look at the last couple. Almost got there on this shot. That's a tough ball. This one though, look at that.
Yeah, that was, look at that.
Off the back foot, man.
You had it too.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was really good.
Good job. I'm tempted to pull up the old one again, but
We'd be beating a dead horse.
yeah, let's just appreciate that position.
Right there.
Yeah, it's really excellent. Good job. Good work.
Thank you.
Yeah.